bookworm. So, as requested by one of the Anons, I'm actually going to review EON by Alison Goodman. It is Goodman, yes. Yeah. How do I describe this book? Wow. It's actually quite amazing. It is really well written. First I thought, oh, okay, this looks like, you know, typical fantasy novel. I don't know how it's going to be. I mean, I love fantasy, but I thought, it's another fantasy novel. And then I sort of read the back and I'm like, oh, this is really interesting, you know. Girl pretending to be boy. I've heard this sort of idea story before. Maybe it'll be good. Reading through it. And then I start realizing that it's not typical medieval, because a lot of medieval novels are European. This was Asian medieval, and I thought this is going to be fascinating, especially because I myself have an Asian background. So, you know, looking at things like they have particular maps of the palace and things that is mentioned later, as well as, you know, the general idea of where everything is, and the zodiacs, which explain the dragon eyes, which are the main characters, and the main powerful people in this book. So generally, it's about this girl pretending to be a guy. So her name is Iona, but she uses the name Eon. And she's training to become a dragonite, which is one of the sort of, they're on a council where they can control, and they are linked to dragons of power, or centers of power, that can then, that are part, like, influence and linked to the environment around them, different elements and things like that. So she's pretty much training to be this dragonite, but pretending to be a boy, and she becomes a dragonite, a mirror dragonite, and then she's faced with another enemy because a few of the members on the council are corrupt, and they are linked to the half-brother of the emperor who wants to overthrow the emperor. I know that, like, saying that right now sounds really complicated, but when you read the book it makes perfect sense. It doesn't sound as out of place and complicated as I've just made it seem. So then she's forced to fight this. She somehow makes an alliance with the emperor and his son, and is forced to fight this corrupt side of this council. And yeah, it gets really complex and really cool, and there's a lot of suspense. The whole time she has to hide the fact that she's a girl because she could be killed, because women aren't allowed to be dragon eyes, and it's really interesting. I loved it. I couldn't put it down. I had to, though. That was the part that was awful. I actually had to. I had a lot to do for uni, so I didn't actually get to sit down and read it in one go like I would have liked, but I tried to read, you know, at least a couple of chapters a night if I could. Yeah. So I highly recommend it for anyone who wants to read a really good book, and thank you, Anon, for recommending it. I loved it. And if you guys loved this review, please like, reblog, follow or subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.